Okay, why you need to fix your credit right now, 2025, today, yesterday. Why you, yes, you, whoever's watching this video, why you need to fix your credit. And by fix your credit, I mean either get your score higher, not really the score, but just get your credit profile better, get you in a better position with credit, why it's so important. But if you don't want to hear me out, if you don't want to listen to me, that's totally fine. Let me give you a few examples to kind of get the point across. So I'm gonna just play some clips.
You want to know what's more important than throwing away money at a strip club? Credit, credit, credit. You
That's Jay Z, y'all. I don't have to explain what that is. This is Almighty J. If you're not familiar with rap and hip hop, YBN Almighty J. He's not like a popular rapper anymore. Which he explains in this video. If you watch it, he never got super popping, but just
really blow up in I don't know how long. How are you still maintaining your everyday lifestyle? We see you on Instagram with jewelry. We see you on Instagram posting money in videos. We see you on in YouTube videos going and buying this, and that. Like you're still getting money in. How are you doing that? And here,
so for a little context, he was a short-lived rapper who kind of like had a couple buzzing songs. He was attached to another rapper who was a little way more popping than he was. He had a little bit of money. He got a record deal, but like he fell off. Nobody's heard this dude rap in years. So he's saying, "Yo, I'm still posting money, flexing, flying over the world, buying things. How am I doing all that?
here today, I'm here to answer that question for a lot of people.
How I'm
A lot of
still
y'all like
rich."
pocket watching, which is
2024
okay.
life
I mean,
update,
if
by
I
the
was
way.
y'all too, I would be like, damn, how is bro still making money? He ain't been dropping it. Like he ain't. I get it, bro. I get where the question is coming from, and I don't knock y'all for asking that question. So I'm gonna make this really short and simple for a lot of people that been asking me that question. Um, Number one, credit. Credit is key. Credit is really key.
Number one, credit. Cool. Next example.
You're gonna go get it.
And you know what? Isn't it a good feeling when you pull out that heavy Platinum American Express?
Yeah, the metal one. Clink.
Oh, listen to me.
Yeah.
To everybody listening,
And it's got perks. I remember I can go into lounges for free.
go to lounges for free.
And I learned this a long time
Because
ago.
money can't do that.
Money can't do
Money
that.
can't get you in that lounge.
No.
It damn sure can't get you in that lounge.
Money can't do that. Money can't get. Forget about the lounge. Money can't do that. There's things credit can do that money can't do. I'm gonna show you one last example. This is not me co-signing the person or anything. This is just me giving you another example.
It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. I came into Manhattan and I had to pay him back, and I had to pay him back with interest. But I came into Manhattan, I started buying up properties, and I
So, if that doesn't make sense to you, he said my father gave me a small loan of $1 million. That's not a small loan, but the point is a loan with interest. It's essentially credit. It's the same fucking thing. His dad was teaching him financial responsibility, which was what most fathers should do. So he said, "Hey, I'll loan you this $1 million," and his dad probably wrote it off. He's probably running a company that did this type of shit. Here's $1 million worth of credit. He took that credit and went into real estate, and now he's the rich piece of shit we all know and feel however we feel about today. Anyway, I show you all these clips. If you don't want to believe me, if you don't want to listen to me, that's totally fine. Look at all the examples I just showed you of rich niggas and Donald Trump. Like, it's people with way more money than me and way higher positions than me saying the exact same thing. This is not some shit I made up. Like I said, I'm not even selling anything right now. Like, this is not something I made up. This is not something that's a trick, a scam, a scheme. It's just the truth. Like, it's just the truth. This is the reality of especially if you live in the United States. Some other countries too, but I can't speak for every other country. I've never been to most of the other countries, so I can't speak for it in those countries, but I know for sure in the United States, credit is huge. Like, the example with Almighty J, like, didn't even be that successful as a rapper, but is still living more successful than the majority of people. The example from Vlad TV, they were actually talking about a rapper who was killed, XXX Tentacion, and they were like, damn, if he just had like a 100K credit card instead of 100K in cash, he probably wouldn't have got killed because they wouldn't have seen him with a bag of money. Like, you can't get robbed for a credit card. Like, you can, but not in the same type of way. Like a dude on the street can't pull out a gun on you. You say, "Give me your credit card." Take that credit card, then successfully make a ton of purchases with it. It just don't work that way. Which is why a lot of richer, more successful people don't carry around a ton of cash, which is why it's not a good idea. But for you specifically, I'm going to tell you why you need to fix your credit. I don't even know you. I don't even know what you look like or where you're from, but I'm going to tell you because you're going to fall into one category, there's going to be a reason that it works for you. Everybody don't want to be rich. Everybody don't want to do real estate. Everybody don't want to be a millionaire. Cool. You don't even have to be that. Let's say you're a regular person, average person. You got a job, career you like. You got a decent life set up. You got a girlfriend, boyfriend, family, whatever, kids, whatever you got. You're cool with that. Cool. Your credit score is whatever. You don't care about it. You don't really need to borrow money. You're fine. You're debt free. That's awesome. But guess what? When you want to do something, or your girlfriend or your wife or your kids want to do something extra, when you want to live a little beyond your means, right? Luxury is an illusion. That's something that I've learned recently. When you want to live a little beyond your means, you want to go on a vacation, you want to buy a nice car, you want to fix something up in your house, an expense comes up, right? You're going to go in your own fucking pocket to pay for that. That's the difference between what I'm telling you to do and what you're going to end up doing now. And it's just not worth it, because why go in your own pockets and then just say, damn, now I just spent $5,000-$10,000 on that, or $1,000 to $2,000 on that, $700, whatever it is. Why do that? And then be like, well, now I can't go out for this. I mean, I can't go on a trip. I can't go out with my friends. I can't take my girl out, buy things for my kids. I got to build that money back up, right? It puts you in that situation where money becomes tight. Like people say that, oh, money's a little tight right now, so we can't really do it right now. It's like, well, if you had credit, money is never tight, because it's a well of money, and it can be a never-ending well of money. Watch my Infinite Money Glitch videos. It can be a never-ending well of money, but it's a well of money you can pull from without ever having to pull from your own account. And then once you've pulled money out of that well, yeah, you need to replenish it. You got to pay it back. But if you do credit right, you can pay it back at your own speed. You can pay it back at whatever speed you see fit. You can pay it back within 30 days, which is what most people are going to tell you should do, and they're not wrong. But there's ways to do it where you don't have to. There's ways to finesse it. So where you can just say, okay, I spent an extra $2,000 this month. Now I'm going to spend the next few months paying that back without fucking up your credit or utilization. So that's for the regular average person who just wants to live a regular life, has no desire to be anything, be famous, be rich, any of that kind of stuff. You just want a regular life. You want to be able to, cool, that's fine. But at some point, an additional expense is going to come up. Let's say you've been dating your girlfriend for years and you want to propose to her and get married. You're going to want to buy a ring. You should want to buy a nice ring if you love her. So again, that's an expense. Let's say something breaks in your house or an apartment, your car breaks down. There's so many things that pop up where you need to just have an emergency cash fund. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I have my savings, and you save money up for years and years for a rainy day. Fuck all that shit. Don't do it. Telling you, just get credit, because you can get more credit than your savings in a year. You can get $100K in credit in a year. You're not saving up $100K in a year. It's not happening. I don't care what kind of job you have. You're not doing that while also living a life you enjoy. That's just me keeping it a brick with y'all. But anyway, for the rest of us, for next category of people, right? Let's say you want to do something. Let's say you want to become something. You want to become, let's say you're an aspiring designer. You make t-shirts, jeans, you design clothes and stuff like that. That is a business. You should make a business and get it incorporated and get funding that way. But the long and short of it is that costs money, right? It costs money to start your own clothing brand. Let's say you're a photographer, right? You're an aspiring photographer. You love taking pictures. You want to get your name out there, become a famous photographer. Cool. What you're going to have to do is advertise, marketing. That costs money. Like the most successful, the biggest companies that you know, whatever you want to say, Walmart, fucking Coca-Cola, whatever it is, they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on marketing and ads every year. If you want to get in the business game and make money, you're going to need to market. You're going to need to network too, but you're going to need to market and make advertisements. You're going to need to spend money on that. That's not free. It's never been free. It's going to cost money. I'll say you're a musician, aspiring musician. You make beats, you sing, you rap, whatever you do, cool. people ain't just getting on No Jumper out of nowhere or on Say Cheese or whatever platform is posting new artists. They're paying to be put there, right? They have people, when you're signed to a record label, that record label goes to other companies and pays them and say, here's my artist, play my artist. That is how artists get a buzz. Now, some people say, oh, that's an industry plant. And it's like, yeah, but if you put it on YouTube and then just promote the YouTube video, then it's natural growth, because it's going to, paying for promotion on YouTube or whatever is not going to make your song blow up. It's just going to make more people see it. If it's trash, it's still not going to move nothing. So that ain't being an industry plant. That's just marketing. It's promotion. People are paying for promo all the time. People are making meme pages on Instagram and paying to be promoted. Girls are making OnlyFans and paying to be promoted. That's just the business model. That's how you get more eyes. You're paying to have more people see your product. If your product ain't what the people want, they're not going to buy it still. But that's another reason. And then the I don't want to say final, but the category that any of us can fall in, that I fall into, that a lot of people do fall into, is using credit to just be an entrepreneur. Like, it's similar to being like an artist or something, but it's like starting businesses. Start a business, you get hundreds of thousands of dollars in business credit, and once you have that amount of money, you can, like, it's, I don't want to say impossible, but it's really hard to not make money. It's like, you got to kind of try to not make money. You got to be just wanting to run off with the money, because if you can fix your credit, right? Let's say you built your credit up. You have 700, 750 credit, good credit profile, whatever it is, right? You go to a bank, credit union, whatever. You get a bunch of credit cards. You get a business credit cards, and next thing you know, you got $150,000 worth of credit, and then you're able to start a business. There are people who will pay you to do what you just did, or for the knowledge on how to do it. So just the knowledge alone that if you're able to do this, just the knowledge alone that you already have is valuable. People are paying for that. Like the shit that I'm telling you guys in this video and some of these other videos, people are paying for right now. Right now. I bullshit you not. I know, because I've gotten some of it from behind the paywall, right? And I'm not saying I bought the course. I'm saying I know what's behind the paywalls, because I know how to get behind the paywalls. Even if I don't pay for it, if I do pay for it, if the content is good and you like it, you should support it. So I'm not saying I don't support paying for content, because I do. If it's good, then it's valuable, right? But my point is that, I forgot my train of thought, but it's important to know, like, what your abilities are, what your capabilities are, what you're able to do with credit. Credit is everything. Credit is like gonna take your life to the next level, no matter where you are, no matter what kind of person you are, no matter what you want to do, what your goals and dreams are in life. Let's say you're a regular person, you're a college student, you're 18, 19 years old, you're not really trying to do anything too crazy, you're just going to school, living your life day by day. Get credit cards. Now you can afford to go to that concert in Las Vegas in 6 months. Now you can afford to go to whatever festival. You want to go to Coachella, right? Coachella tickets probably cost you a little bit. I don't have an extra $700. I work at Chipotle. Well, credit, boom, do that and then pay it off over time. Right? And if you're not using credit, like let's say you're a regular person like that that's not really trying to use credit too much, then you're not worried about your utilization. So if you get a $1,000 credit card, you shouldn't. This is not what you should do, but if you're somebody who's like, I don't give a shit about credit, I'm just a college student, let me just do this, whatever. Cool, then you say you get a $1,000 credit card, you spend $700, then just pay it off at your speed. Just make sure you're making the minimum payment every month. Now your utilization is going to be tanked and your score is going to suck, but you still got to do what you wouldn't have been able to do. You got to experience more in life. You got to do more. You got to get out there more because of the credit. That's why when I say luxury is an illusion, everything you see in life that you think is nice, everything. If you want to travel, you can finesse that with credit. If you want to drive nice cars, sports cars, fancy cars, whatever they are, fucking Bentley, Lamborghini, Ferrari, whatever, you can do that with credit and you can finesse it. You're still going to have to pay for these things, right? But like I've said before, like there's so many things when you're paying for things, higher ticket things, paying for things that are more expensive. And if you have decent credit, at least, if you have good credit for sure, but if you have decent credit at least, you can more often than not finance things. Like some people get rich and they want to buy everything cash, paid off 100%. And that sounds good, but it's not a good idea. Like cool if you want to do that, but if you could finance everything, why wouldn't you? If I can pay for this over a year, why would I pay for it all today? The same thing's gonna happen. I'm gonna buy it and get it and have it in my possession today. Why would I pay for it all today when I can pay for it over the course of a year? So again, and you won't get those type of opportunities if you have terrible credit. Because if you have terrible credit, you look like you can't be trusted. That's what it means. Oh, my credit score is 500, 400. And say, oh, damn, we can't trust you worth a shit then. You ain't worth a dime. You're not, like, no, we can't. Give me the money immediately in cash. Show it to me before you sit down in my restaurant. Show me that you can afford to eat here, right? And that's kind of where the stigma of a lot of things come from, where you get looked at like, other than racism, like looked at like, what are you doing here? Like, you don't look like you have the financial literacy, financial wherewithal, or the credit score to do that. That's why your credit is pulled when you're trying to get an apartment, trying to get a car, trying to get a house. Again, all reasons you need to fix your credit. Are you gonna want to buy a car within the next year or two? Are you gonna want to put down a mortgage on a house? There's some apartments, condos you want to try to move into. Your credit score less than 650, they're not giving you a chance. They're not. No, they're not doing no type of business with you because it shows that you're untrustworthy. Even if it's not true, you might have just never learned financial literacy. But this is why I'm telling you, you need to learn it now. You need to learn credit. If you have good credit and you're not utilizing it, start using it, because it'll only get better the more you use it. And once you start using it, then you'll actually be able to live your life better, to take some of the stress off your life, enjoy life a little more. Like, no matter what facet of life you're in, it benefits you. And again, here's the last thing I'm gonna say. If you're young, right, and if you're a teenager, anywhere from like 16, 17, 18, 19, even to 20, if you're young, get some type of credit card. I don't care if it's a store card, a shittiest store card, it doesn't matter. If you don't want to really build up your credit for real and do all that kind of stuff, just get a card, please. Because one of the biggest factors in credit is credit age. It's one of the hardest things to finesse. You can, it costs a lot, but it's the hardest thing to do, because how do you have artificial age? And age goes a long way, because if you have a credit card at 18, 10 years later at 28, you have a credit card that's been around for 10 years. Your score is going to be way better than somebody who just started credit a year ago, even if y'all have everything else the same, just because you've been in the game longer. So you will be rewarded. The sooner you start, the more you'll be rewarded. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on for too much longer. Fix your credit. Get your credit right. Utilize your credit. It's super important. And that's all I got for y'all today. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. You know the vibes. I'm always have something luxury, nice, futuristic, something. So enjoy the scenery. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.